Good morning, and it's Monday morning, and we're talking about HMO management regulation number 7. And this is the duty of the manager to maintain the common parts, fixtures and fittings and appliances. And it is amazing how many people are not aware of this duty and how important it is. But it is the most common, Regulation 7 is the most common offence that councils enforce against landlords. And many landlords, in their defence, believe that because the tenants are to blame, that is a defence. Unfortunately, I'm afraid to tell you that your job as a manager is to ensure that the tenants comply with your directions and they don't frustrate you. That is Management Regulation 10, and that's what you should be using. Very, very importantly, and I'll cover that in a few days' time. But back to Regulation 7, this is maintaining the common parts. Now, the common parts is not just inside the property. The common parts is also the areas at the property, including the gardens, the fences, the boundary areas, etc. So you have to maintain all of those, no matter what your tenants do or what the neighbours do or how negligent they become. Yes, that is your responsibility to make sure things are maintained. It's your job to make sure that fixtures and fittings are maintained. And it is your job to make sure that all the appliances work that you provide. So if your tenants decide to break something, yes, they may be at fault. And yes, they may have some issues, and so may you. But that's something for you to resolve. But you mustn't deny the other occupants of the property access to those things which you are providing and which are part of the property. The legislation is down below. Please have a read, please understand it, and please take responsibility for those things which are your responsibility in law. As unfair as some of it may seem, that is the reality that we live with. So please take the time, take the effort, and please understand that no matter how you're renting the property, whatever type of agreement or whatever you've got there, if things are not right from a legal standpoint and you haven't done your duty under Regulation 7, then enforcement action will happen from a council when they come to enforce. And they will do that either through the courts, or, which is more profitable for them, is for them to issue civil penalties, which are an alternative to prosecution. But I must say, from our experience, most landlords still go through the same stress and they go through the same anxiety. And many of them do not understand why the fines are so high. And the reason they're so high is because your local authority has set a policy that allows them to have them so high. So it would be worth looking at your civil enforcement's penalties and seeing the policy on your local authority website so that you can be sure and you can understand the risk that you're running. It's worth all the time in the world to go and inspect your property this week, go and inspect, check, update and make things happen. And as I put below, it's absolutely important for somebody to spot, somebody to take action, and for somebody to manage anything that you find. Yes, it may be work, it may cost money, but not as much as the fine and the grief. Thank you.